1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show.
Sometimes I go to bed and I've watched an action movie and I see it playing out in my dreams. And somebody chasing me, trying to take me out with an AK-47, and I'm thinking, what? I'm not even involved in crime. Why am I getting this? But it's what plays on the mind, isn't it? So if you feed the mind something constantly, like when I was I wasn't actually a kid. I think I was 18, and I used to watch a lot of these gangster movies, and at some point I found myself talking like that. I would say, you better have my money ready by tomorrow or else, and stuff like that. And people go, why are you talking?
That was your mum you were talking to.
And one of my friends, he picked me up on it. He said, what's wrong with you these days? I said, what do you mean? Because I didn't know I was doing it. I said, what do you mean? He said, you using these gangster words a lot. And I think, am I? He said, yeah. He said, the other day you said, oh yeah, I'm going to break your legs. And I thought, why are you talking like that? And yes. So
I'll be careful what I say to you in future, Buzz. I'm a bit worried now.
Well, it's never going to happen because I don't.
No, I mean, I take your point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. No, go on.
Yeah. It's never going to happen because I then when I acknowledge that it's acknowledge. When I acknowledge that I am actually acting out what I'm feeding my brain with, I then try to substitute it with different wholesome things like watching a comedy, having a laugh, and then I find that I try to tell a joke. I'm not very good at it. I don't try anymore, but yeah, but that happens. And just before I hand back to you, there's another thing that you said about the heart not being involved or something like that, and I picked up on that. Well, there is something called the figurative heart, actually, which is where emotions come out from. So emotions like love and hate. So a strong hate could actually come out from the heart as well, but it's not the literal heart. It's the figurative heart, isn't it? So there is something called the figurative heart as well, which is then linked to the mind and also linked to the brain, because then the brain will process it, the heart conceives it, the brain processes it, and then you carry out the action, whether good or bad, and that's why they say sometimes they say somebody's got a heart of gold, somebody's got a big heart. I think they're referring to the figurative heart. Yes, over to you.
Yeah. No, I mean, what was I going to say? Yeah, I've forgotten, but it'll come back to me in a minute.
Yeah.
No, I forgot what I was going to say. Something you said triggered, but the carry on for a minute because it'll come.
Was it a garbage in, garbage out that I said?
No, it was garbage. Yeah, it was. Thank you very much. In the sense you mentioned dreams.
Yeah.
And I actually, for some reason, last night, when I got up a couple of times for the loo, I know I just had very powerful dreams. They weren't nightmares, but for once I remembered quite a lot of detail when I got back into bed about these dreams. They were so powerful. And generally, I would say, I mean, dream interpretation is another subject we might cover one week or try to, but sometimes it will relate to what you said, garbage in, garbage out. If you've seen a horror film or any type of film, you may have a similar kind of dream. But so often, I find that dreams very, very vivid, as most.
The leader of our gang will make the show go with a bang and fund the aim of everything customers and fund the aim of everything customers.
You may have a similar kind of dream, but so often I find that dreams very, very vivid, as most of us do, but bear no relation really to anything. Sometimes it involves people I know, and you've dreamt about someone you know. It just seems they seem to figure very strongly. Sometimes it's people I don't think I know. I mean, some people say every person you ever dream about is someone who you've seen, as you've met them or you've seen their face. But I don't know that. I don't really believe that. But some dreams are so weird that seem to bear no relation to anything at all. Certainly, that's my experience, and it's not something that bothers me. I suppose I tend to think that it's the brain's way, because again, the brain, even when we're asleep, is, as well as monitoring all our body systems, it's clearly doing things with the mind. And maybe it is a way of getting rid of some sort of garbage, the exhaust of a car, getting rid of stuff that there's no other outlet for. I don't know. But certainly I wouldn't attribute all of my dreams by any means to something I could in any way logically explain. They just are weird. And the thing about a dream is that not in the dream, and it reminds me of another of my songs called Wildest Dreams, a line in that which says, nothing ever seems to be weird. However weird it is when you think back to it, you think, how didn't I realise that was odd? But in the dream, nothing ever seems to be odd or weird. So again, that's a part of the brain I don't think we understand, or neurologists, I don't think they understand what generates this massive, strange information that comes through in the form of a dream. It's almost like it's another dimension sometimes. They're so vivid, some dreams I have. It's like there is another dimension, and then you say, well, perhaps this dimension is a dream as well. Perhaps the other one is the real world. And you can get a bit kind of confused, to put it mildly, by going down that sort of road. But yeah, I think dreams are an interesting thing. And as I say, whether that has to do with garbage in, garbage out, I don't know. But I just say again, the brain is the most incredible thing that we know, really. We know that neuroscientists, they know most of what a brain does, if not all of it. But it's beyond most of us as to just how this thing that weighs 3 pounds, beyond everybody really, how it can think, how it generates thought, how it can do what we're doing. It's too ridiculous, too incredible to even comment on, isn't it? We don't have the words, we don't have the vocabulary to describe what the brain is like.
It is indeed, yeah. So on that note, we'd like to bring the show to a close.
Confused everybody now, haven't we? Confused.com or something. I've confused myself, I must admit.
So you've been listening. You've been watching and listening to the Alien Spaceship. I have Emmy Hikins, and he calls me bruv.
And I am Trevor Gear, and I call him Cuz.
Right, so it's a goodbye from me.
And it's a goodbye from me.
We're
See you next
confused now.
time. Yeah. Cheers to everyone.
Of our gang will make the show go with a bang and fund the aim of everything Custis. And fund the aim of everything Custis.